Ultron! I am here to do interview.
In the 1990s, the Backstreet Boys ruled the charts and the airwaves with their perfect blend of bubblegum pop. But then the boys grew up, got married, had kids, changed their sounds, and their chart appeal started to wane. Their later albums like Unbreakable and Never Gone saw a broader mix of musical styles that veered away from teen pop. But the musical makeover wasn't altogether successful, with the records selling far less than the previous albums. So where exactly is this new album, This Is Us, heading? We asked the Backstreet Boys when they were here in Singapore to perform at F1.
Well, I think the Backstreet Boys are focusing on kind of what makes the Backstreet Boys special, in a way. When you go all the way back to our very first record, self-titled Backstreet Boys, it had a Euro dance, urban pop feel. I know that's a lot to take in, but yeah. No, but you know, This Is Us is really the Backstreet Boys. Almost 17 years later, kind of being comfortable with who we are today. You know, we are R&B influenced. We are the Euro dance influenced. We are pop music influenced. All of these things kind of put together and stirred up makes the Backstreet Boys who we are today.
But your earlier albums had a more sort of like a more something that appealed to teenagers, to young people. And your later albums seem to have a more diverse music style. And your later albums, arguably, were not as successful.
I mean, we took that into consideration, you know, like, slightly. But I think every album that we make, you know, we like it when we do it. We love it when we do it because it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And I say this, you know, kind of like thinking sort of like a sports team. You know, when you put together a team of new people, it takes a couple of years, you know, several, for that team to finally gel and to find their rhythm. And I think these last two albums, from Never Gone to Unbreakable, leading up to this point, those albums all have led up to, it was a learning process, discovering who the Backstreet Boys are now, you know, versus like what we were in the past. And it's tough. That's one of the biggest problems for an established artist that may go away for a little bit and come back again, is trying to find your place. But it takes time, and that's what's happening. That This Is Us as a result of that.
At the end of the day, I mean, who's to say? Like the industry and the world that we live in today, you know, they look at you selling 2-3 million albums, 4 million albums worldwide is considered a failure because you sold 15 or 20 million, you know, 3 or 4 years before that or 10 years before that. And at the end of the day, music has changed. The whole industry of the music business has changed. So I'm not one to say that it's a failure because I'm not a critic of music. It's not my place. I can be critical of the music that we make, and I can tell you that Never Gone, I can tell you that Unbreakable was a success in our own right because we got a chance to tour the world. We got a chance to sell millions of copies, which artists don't really get that opportunity anymore.
In the next clip, Chitra Kumar of Women's Weekly asked the boys if they prefer lacy underwear or satin thongs. On a woman, of course.